Cool guys, welcome back to another chat with CN&CO Talks. This time we've got Llewellyn Du Plessis from CN&CO Events with us. Llewellyn, thanks for joining us.
Thanks Josh, and thanks for the opportunity.
Cool. So Llewellyn, maybe let's kick things off by just telling me a bit about yourself.
As you mentioned already, I'm part of CN&CO Events. So we mainly manage events live and virtually now for our clients. So my main expertise is in the live event field, where I've done a lot of live concerts in the past, also especially exhibitions and then conferences. CN&CO Events team worked on ISA's African Insurance Exchange Conference last year, and we were working on the 2020 edition up until last week where we had to unfortunately reschedule that for next year.
You guys as a team have been phenomenally innovative and creative in your structuring of events. I mean, over the weekend, you guys hosted a Live and Loud concert on Saturday night. You've also brought the performing element of events into live webinars per se. So that it's not just a structured webinar where you've just got presenters who are talking. From an events perspective, Llewellyn, maybe what got you first interested in the eventing space? Those of you who maybe read some of Llewellyn's blogs on the CN&CO website will know that he's been in this space since he was 8 years old.
In events, it's the same as a performer. It's almost, you don't choose the industry chooses you. That was the only life that I knew. So my dad has a sound and audiovisual company, and my mom is a lecturer in event management and communication sciences. So there was almost not anything else left over for me to choose from as the life that I knew. And I grew up living on a stage behind the camera, setting up events. So I grew up in the events and entertainment industry, mostly the Afrikaans music industry, with stars like Patricia Lewis, Steve Hofmeyer, and a lot of the stars that were touring a lot in those days. It's not a very easy industry. I think a lot of people have the misconception that it's a very easy industry and it's very glamorous. But in fact, it's a very hard industry, it's a very cutthroat industry, and you need to almost evolve with times, as we saw now with the coronavirus breaking out. Everyone had to almost change their whole thinking of events and change it to a virtual reality. I worked for Reed Exhibitions, which is the biggest exhibition company in South Africa, as well as globally. And I had the opportunity there to go and work in London as well on the biggest trade show, which is WTM London. Also did a lot of live performances with a company in Belgium. So that also gave me a European aspect and not just on how South Africa does it.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I think, Llewellyn, maybe let's unpack one of the points that you raised there about being able to adapt. And you touched on how the coronavirus has impacted the events industry.
We as CN&CO Events had to drastically change the way that we look at events. Also, we had to up the pace as well. So with a normal event, say a conference for 1,000 people, you normally have around 6 months to a year to do the planning. With virtual events and the quick growth of demand for it, we had to move very quickly. CN&CO Events team actually created InsureTalk within the first week after the COVID-19 lockdown. So we're very happy to say that within a space of 2 weeks, we could create that virtual event for our team and for the insurance industry. Obviously, it's scary. I mean, you can't control internet connections, where we're so used to running to a sound desk if there's a problem, or taking your duct tape and fixing a piece of the set that has been damaged, where now your biggest fear would be internet connection. People are so tired of just a normal Zoom meeting now or GoToMeeting that they need something different. And that's where we actually implemented the entertainment part of our virtual conference. So as CN&CO Events, we try and always support everyone in that community. Bianca has done a lot of performances for us in the past, especially at the African Insurance Exchange, and she's always ready to answer the phone when you have that call. And that's where we actually used her, as well as Leah, which a lot of the Afrikaans market would know, to do entertainment pieces during our conference. Just that 1 or 2 songs that gives you that interaction of a live show. Simon Coleman was our MC for InsureTalk, so that gives a little bit of that normal event feel.
One of the points that you really raised there was around the personalization of events. If you could, I don't know, and maybe asking for one is a bit cheeky, but one thing that you're most excited about for the future of virtual events?
One thing that makes me excited is to see that time will not go to waste. They don't need to get onto a plane to go to Cape Town or internationally to London on an 11-hour flight to attend a meeting for 3 or 4 hours and then get on a flight back for 11 hours. I've done a lot of those type of meetings where you literally fly halfway across the world for a 2-hour meeting or a 2-hour event, and you fly back.
Maybe in closing, Llewellyn, can just tell us a bit about what CN&CO Events has lined up for the remainder of May, but maybe in terms of some of the other things that you guys have on the cards, and how people can get in touch with you if they want to learn about the services that you have to offer and more of your skill set.
Yes, so we have InsurTalk 2 coming up in May. People can book on our website as well. Then we're already in planning stages for InsurTalk 4. So InsurTalk 3 is almost finalized and we're now working on InsurTalk 4. It's really a project close to our heart at this moment to help the insurance industry, where we do a lot of events in, to also make sure that they can earn those CPD points. It's also about giving something back to the market with the InsurTalk series, and I'm excited to see where it's going. We have Old Mutual Insure on board for InsurTalk 2, and then I2 also supported the launch event in April. So it's really good to see these big companies coming to the party and assisting us to make this virtual conferences possible. Then we're also working with Easy Equities and Satrix on a live event for the JSE this coming week. And then we have a couple of other company meetings that we're doing virtually.
Awesome. There's definitely a lot on the cards, and I'm sure that there'll be a lot more by the time I next speak to you. So yeah, Llewellyn, thanks so much for your time today. Good luck with the virtual space, understanding it, adding value, and helping businesses remain connected while people are physically distant. So stay safe and well during this time.
Thank you so much.